Ever feel like you're working twice as hard just to look like you've got it all together? Like no matter how much you achieve, it never feels like enough. And showing off just leaves you emptier than before. Here's the truth. Real respect doesn't come from flexing your status, your stuff, or your success. It comes from something quieter, deeper. Something you might have forgotten how to trust. Let's talk about the trap of showing off. That urge to prove yourself, at work, online, even to your buddies. It's exhausting. And it keeps you chasing approval instead of building something real. You end up hustling for the wrong reasons, comparing yourself to everyone else, and losing sight of what actually matters. Sound familiar? This isn't about judging you, it's about freeing you. Hundreds of years ago, a samurai named Miyamoto Musashi figured out the secret to lasting confidence, without the flashy distractions. His wisdom cuts through the noise and shows you how to focus on what's solid, not what's shiny. If you're tired of performing and ready to start living, to earn respect on your terms, not someone else's, stick around. We're digging into the mindset shifts that help you drop the act, own your strengths, and finally feel grounded in who you are, not who you think you need to be. You're at a point in life where the stakes feel higher than ever. Maybe you're juggling a demanding job, trying to be present for your family, or chasing a dream that feels just out of reach. And somewhere along the way, you start wondering if you're doing enough, if you're enough. It's easy to fall into the trap of showing off. You post the perfect family photo, drop a humble brag about your promotion, or buy something flashy just to feel like you're keeping up. But deep down, it doesn't fix anything. In fact, it makes you feel more disconnected from yourself and the people around you. I've been there. You work hard, you push yourself, but it feels like you're running in place. You want to feel proud of what you've built, but instead, you're stuck worrying about how it looks to everyone else. The pressure to prove yourself never lets up, and it's exhausting. Here's the thing. Showing off doesn't solve the real problem. It's just a band-aid on a deeper need, to feel valued, respected, and secure in who you are. And that's what we're going to dig into. Because when you stop trying to impress everyone else, you can finally start building something that lasts. Miyamoto Musashi was a legendary samurai who lived centuries ago, but his ideas are just as relevant today. He wasn't just a fighter, he was a thinker. His philosophy was simple: focus on what's real, not what's flashy. He believed true strength comes from mastering yourself, not trying to impress others. For Musashi, showing off was a distraction. It took energy away from what really mattered: building skills, staying disciplined, and staying true to your path. He didn't care about fame or status. He cared about being solid, steady, and unshakable, no matter what life threw at him. That's why his ideas hit home for you right now. When you're juggling work, family, and personal goals, it's easy to get caught up in appearances. But Musashi reminds you that real confidence comes from within. It's about knowing your worth, staying focused, and not letting outside noise pull you off course. And here's the best part. His principles aren't just theory, they are practical. They can help you cut through the clutter and focus on what really moves the needle in your life. Let's break it down with an example you can use today. There's a story about Musashi that perfectly captures his approach to life. Early in his career, he was challenged to a duel by a rival samurai. This guy was flashy, wearing expensive armor, showing off his skills and trying to intimidate Musashi. But Musashi showed up late, wearing simple clothes and carrying a wooden sword he'd carved from an oar. The rival was furious, thinking Musashi was mocking him. But Musashi wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was focused on one thing: winning. And he did, quickly and decisively. This wasn't about being arrogant or showing off. It was about staying calm, staying focused, and not letting distractions pull him off course. He didn't need to prove anything to anyone. He just trusted his skills and stayed true to himself. You face similar moments all the time. Maybe it's a coworker trying to one-up you or the pressure to keep up with everyone else's success. But like Musashi, you don't need to play their game. You can stay grounded, focus on what matters, and let your actions speak for themselves. Next, let's talk about how to bring that mindset into your daily life, starting with one simple habit. Principle 1. Focus on what you can control. Musashi believed in directing your energy only toward things you can influence. You can't control how others see you or what they expect, but you can control how you respond. For example, when work feels overwhelming, instead of stressing about deadlines or what your boss thinks, focus on one task at a time. Break it down, tackle it step by step, and let go of the rest. This keeps you grounded and stops you from wasting energy on things that don't matter. Principle 2. Simplify your approach. Musashi was all about cutting out the unnecessary. He didn't overcomplicate things. He kept his tools simple and his strategies clear. In your life, this might mean saying no to commitments that drain you or cutting back on distractions. If your schedule is packed, ask yourself, what can I let go of? What's really essential? Simplifying helps you focus on what truly moves you forward without the noise. Principle 3. Stay calm under pressure. Musashi faced life-or-death situations, but he stayed calm because he trusted his preparation and instincts. You might not be fighting duels, but you deal with stress every day, whether it's a tough conversation with your partner or a tight deadline at work. Instead of reacting in the moment, take a breath. Remind yourself that you've handled hard things before. Staying calm helps you think clearly and make better decisions. Principle 4. Build discipline, not distractions. Musashi didn't rely on motivation. He relied on discipline. He trained daily, even when he didn't feel like it. For you, this could mean sticking to a routine, even when life gets chaotic. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier to exercise or setting aside time to work on a personal project. Small, consistent actions build momentum over time, and they don't require showing off to prove you're making progress. Principle 5. Let your actions speak. Musashi didn't brag about his skills. He let his results do the talking. In your life, this means focusing on doing the work instead of talking about it. If you're working toward a goal like getting in shape or advancing in your career, don't waste time posting about it or comparing yourself to others. Just put in the effort. Over time, people will notice, and more importantly, you'll feel proud of what you've accomplished. These principles aren't just ideas. They're tools you can use right now. They help you cut through the noise, stay focused, and build something real. And the best part, you don't need to be perfect. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. You've got what it takes to make these changes, one step at a time. Let's say you're juggling a big project at work, your kid's soccer practice, and trying to figure out how to save more for retirement. It feels like too much, and the pressure is building. Here's how Musashi's principles can help. First, focus on what you can control. You can't change the project deadline or your kid's schedule, but you can break the project into smaller tasks and set aside specific times to work on it. Simplify your approach by cutting out distractions. Maybe skip checking emails constantly or limit social media during work hours. When stress hits, stay calm under pressure. Take a deep breath and remind yourself you've handled tough situations before. Trust your preparation and take it one step at a time. Build discipline by sticking to a routine, even if it's just 15 minutes a day to review your finances or plan meals for the week. Finally, let your actions speak. Instead of worrying about what others think of your progress, focus on doing the work. Over time, you'll see results and the stress will ease. These steps aren't magic, but they work. And in the next part, we'll talk about how to make them a natural part of your life, so you can keep moving forward without the weight of showing off or proving yourself. Let's bring it all together. You started this video feeling the weight of trying to prove yourself. whether it's at work, at home, or just in your own head. You learned about Miyamoto Musashi, a samurai who showed us that real strength comes from focusing on what's solid, not what's shiny. And you walked through practical steps to cut through the noise, stay calm under pressure, and build something meaningful without showing off. Here's what you can do this week to start putting these ideas into action. First,